Erica, I want to get back to you on pages 56 through 64. First of all, just to tease you, I think you've written one of the great poetic scenes of all time at the bottom of page 63. I'll read it to you in its entirely, but you can imagine James Earl Jones and um, Malcolm McDowell reading it from the Grease Current commercial. Interior sushi restaurant night. Something happens. Can't get better than that. Honestly, I think the pages are a really good beginning to advance, and I have no problem with you putting placeholders in, including even joke here. What I did want to talk to you about is a couple of things in these pages where I think you go to abstraction a little bit too quickly, and you don't actually define what is happening as well as you could. Um, on page 57, when Rice says, "You saw him at your apartment? Well, dreamt it. Feel like it's been so long since." Who's him? It's very hard for me to figure out that she's given the dream figure a name and given Reyes that name, but I, as audience, don't know it. So that's a matter of rewriting the scene to make it a little bit more specific about how little he knows. Um, I think on page, all the stuff in the private plane is kind of wonderful and doable and kind of spacey and nice and interesting. I do wonder about when Shia says, when Kara says, "I've never really had any privacy at all." All Shia has to say is privacy is an illusion. That's all. We don't need to describe her reaction. You don't need, my dear, ignorance is bliss. Just that one line will say more. And then you go to, let the director figure out what other shots you need at that point. On page 63, again, before the brilliant sushi restaurant scene, I'm sorry. Um, I think that the interplay and the exchange between Rice and Attila needs to be dramatized more. I'm losing how the scene is staged and how the scene plays. I think you're onto a good scene here, but I need to have more sense that we're in a real place and at a real time. It's starting to feel free floating here. That can happen in the second act. It is not to worry right forward, but I'd be remiss in not mentioning it. Really interested to know what your battle plan is. Really excited that you're moving forward with this project, which I think has an eerie kind of another Earth feel to it that I like.